So we're getting ready to turn things on and see if it's going to work, how well it's going to work. I don't see anything smoking. I don't see anything sparking and arcing, so I should be doing okay here then.
Well, let's go see what the guys are up to.
Update of where we're at. So we got this pump fully primed, cleaned, fluid that's supposed to be in there is in there and it's good to go. But the problem is that the way that the hoses are pointing out is a different orientation than the old ones were. One of the pumps was sitting here on top of this ledge, and then one of the pumps was sitting down here. You can see the 3 bolt holes. With the orientation that they are now, one of them, the hoses was going to get in the way of the water heater, and the water heater sits right there. You can actually see some of the old bolt holes right there where the water heater sits. So what we're trying to figure out now, what other way we can really place these, and the best idea that we had was we took the battery out, we moved the battery tray over, and now we're just going to have them back to back like that. Obviously bolted down, it's going to look a lot better than that, but this is the general idea of what we came up with so it could work. Now the next issue that we're running into is that the actual hoses, there's a lot of extra, so that's not an issue, is the actual supply here. That is too short to run to this fitting, so we need to either try to pull some more hose out or figure out another way that we can just extend this guy over.
All right, so we're getting these pumps back together now. We had to relocate one of the pumps. We ran into a configuration problem. The old pumps had the service line here, this one. It was coming out this side, and then that means on this one, it would be coming out on this side. So they weren't going to work because there's a water heater that needs to go in here too. So we relocated both pumps up here on the top so that our service lines and return lines will be behind the water heater like the original one was. Then this one, we just had to change up a little bit on the side. The new adapter hose is longer, so that wasn't a problem. So we've got all the length we need on the hose and the return line. So once we get these bolted down, we'll finish up with the bleeding or flushing and bleeding of this pump here. This one is finished, and we'll show you what happens when we do it. Well, pretty much done for the day. We got hose fitting. Port side, no problem, got it together. Starboard side, working all day down in here. Got all the lines purged out or flushed out with air. Getting ready to put some oil through them and clean them, and can't get this apart because it is just corroded so badly. So now I'm, trying to get it apart. I've heated it up a bit. It's just not doing anything, and I've damaged the B-nut. So now we got to replace this entire hose, which is all the way up inside here. Goes in behind this wall, all the way back into here and down over to the side. So yeah, work hard all day and get right to the end, and now we can't do anything else. We got to order a dam. That's just how it is.
All you got to do is just flush out some hoses. That's it.
We had to relocate the boxes, the pumps, because
different orientation on these ones than the old ones.
The old ones came out the opposite sides.
And came out straight.
And
these come out.
They got some really weird angles on them. So yeah, it's just frustrating. That's all. Think you're going to get it done, and somebody throws a monkey into the wrench.
So this guy is fully purged, cleaned out, and topped up with power steering fluid. All the lines are hooked up and everything. Just need to plug in the power. Now we just need to get a new line. Like Mel said, spend about 4 hours trying to run a new line.
And it's a little warm down in here. Down here all day.
He's just complaining.
I'm just whining.
He's just whining. Honestly, it's not that bad with all this overcast. Like, it could be so much hotter out, but it's been a pretty nice, cool day.
All right. Move on for another day. Okay, here we are. We're back on this project boat now, waiting for parts on the other Volvo job. So out here trying to sort through this steering system here. We got 2 new pumps. The new pumps are different than the old ones, different generation, version, whatever. What Mercury has done is they've changed some of the fittings and stuff for the hoses. They've gone with what's called O-ring face seal fittings, which are these here, this one. And if you look, you can see there's a place in here for an O-ring. And problem is, over here on this one, when I took the hose off, the O-ring was damaged. And also down in here, I don't know if you can see it, on that side, same problem. So I need a couple of O-rings. Went to the dealer and they don't seem to know what the part number is. So I've got to do some measuring and all this and that and find the right O-ring, get it back in here so I can get this starboard side steering bled out and purged, cleaned, like we did on the port side. We already did the port side earlier. I think we got video on that too. So I'm going to find this O-ring and get this back together, and then we'll purge this side, and then the steering will be good. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit tricky here, but what we got to do here is flush out this steering system. So we got the pump here. We got our return line, so we've got some of it already pumped through. So the whole idea is to turn the pump on and run the fluid through at the same time. So we got our little controller here. You got your power on, pump on and off, all that. So that'll help me run the pump manually. Turn the pump on, start pumping it, and start flushing it. Okay. So this is all of the old pumped out oil. It's you can see it's quite dirty in there. It had a lot of water before, so we got that all cleaned out. It turned into very thick, gooey stuff. So cleaned it all out, got it ready to go, and I'll do one more check here just to make sure. No air, so we're good. And then you fill it up right to the end of the slots inside here. There's a real fancy dipstick they give you here, but they say you do this, and we're a little bit high, so I'll run a little bit out. And if you see here, that's just about right. With this high quality precision dipstick, I mean, you can't go wrong with that, can you? Yeah, I mean, I guess it's not so important, but you just got to have it there. So it's looks good to me. So now we can put this all back together. I can get the return hose connected back up to this. Oh, no, don't want that, don't want that, don't want that. So, and then once I get this hooked up, then I'll run the fluid through, bleed all the air out, and then that'll be that. Yeah, it's quite a bit of oil that you got to run through here to get all the goop out. All right, let me get my vent back together, or return line, I mean, back together, and we'll be all right. Well, we have to start connecting the batteries.
Start powering things on, seeing how everything reacts with all the new wiring, seeing if everything works. Start putting everything back together, and then start turning on systems, making sure all of it gets power, nothing breaks. All right, so we got the starboard batteries all hooked up, everything that needs to go to them. Working on the port right now, and luckily there is a nice handy diagram for us to tell us, like, hey, you know, connect this wire to this battery, this wire to that battery. So right now Mel's just kind of looking at the diagram and looking at the labels on the edges of the wires just to match everything up. But after he's done that, we're going to start powering things on.
1A.
Seeing what happens.
1C. Da, 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 da. So it doesn't match. So what I might have to do is get some more wires, because these don't fit.
It's always a fun time.
Here we go. There we go. That's how I did it. That's how I put these in. Yes, that way. And then, so this should be A. No, okay, so it's A, B, C then. A, that's C. This should be B. C. Right?
Nice.
Where's the charger for the house?
I think the charger for the house is the one against the wall right there.
Then where's the connections for it? Like this.
All right, good morning, guys. Here we are doing a little service on these ACs. We got the little charge ports back in the back. We got some 410A and some 417. We just hook it up, check the pressures, make sure the pressures are doing good, doing what it's supposed to do. Right now it's off. I'll wait for it to turn back on. All right, here we go. Pressures are changing. Remember, when you do this, you want to have The temperature down all the way low on the thermostat, fan all the way high, just to get the breath pressures. There we go. We'll see what it reads at the end. All right, so they're not too bad, as you can see. I like them to be a little higher on the low side, on both sides actually. We're gonna get it up to temp. Put the pressures back up. Temperature went down. Pressures are up. We're good to go.
All right, here we are at our project boat again. So we're getting ready to turn things on and see if it's going to work, how well it's going to work. So we got to get some power on the boat, and it seems like this vehicle, which I have, is going to do fine for that. So what I got is got a power cord plugged in here. We got it put in here on the shore power system of the boat. So now we got the shore power connected. We'll come down here, see how we're doing on the electric panels, and see what's happening here. So there's shore power 1. Okay, she's up and running. I'm not going to turn any of this on right now. So we've got this good. We've got the power there. This one we're not going to get any power because there's nothing plugged into shore 2. I'm not really worried about shore 2 because we're looking at ACs, gyro. That would be your Seakeeper. The vacuum for the toilet, prep station, not sure what that is. Freezer plate, there's a freezer in the back, freezer. So shore power 2, I don't really need. Shore power 1's that I'm gonna check because I've got chargers, battery chargers. Refrigerators, I'm not gonna worry about. Cabin outlets, these will check when we get power on a boat because I don't think my truck is gonna be able to supply enough amperage, wattage to run all of these. So I'll have to do one thing at a time, but my first thing is going to be the boat systems. Then we'll get to the outlets, refrigerator. Water heater's not installed, so we can't do that. AC pumps I can't really do. I don't have any water to them, so we'll wait for those. So I do have power to the boat. That's okay. No smoke, no fire, so that's good. So I'm going to go start turning on some batteries here and hopefully get some good things going. All right, here we are down here in the equipment room here. Got our house system here. House batteries, turn it on. Okay. I don't see anything smoking. I don't see anything sparking and arcing, so I should be doing okay here then. Let's go down and check our load center, see what that says about is going on. All right, here we go. We're on a 12 volt side here now. House. Okay. So something's not working here. All right, I'm gonna go do some checking real quick. All right, so we got the house battery. I turned on battery chargers. I got the battery chargers are both up and running. Got to do all the settings on them real quick, but they're working. So we know the battery charger's good. Now let's move on to the next one. All right, so just checking out my load here. So I'm running about 1,000 watts with the chargers running. So we got our battery switches downstairs on. We got turn the unswitched main on, and we've got, looks like a paralleling is working. We go to the main switch on. I'm going to run down, check real quick, make sure everything's okay. Okay, everything in the equipment room is still good. Turn the main on. Let's see, the house goes on, battery voltage. All right, house shuts off. I'm going to wait on the engines because they're doing work on them, and I need to talk to them and make sure. Turning the power on to the engine. See, that's going to power up the engine control unit or engine control module, whatever it's called. And I don't know if that's going to affect what they're doing. So I'll wait for the engines, but I know I'm getting power to them because I got these indicators here. So that'll be all right for now. Our mains are on. We need to go and check for the electronics. Well, I got to check everything actually. The hard top, I don't believe I'm going to be able to check because it's had some damage. Something needs to be replaced. I'll check on that one. But the starboard aft and port aft, not sure what that is. I think those are bilge pumps, how they were called in the engine or equipment room back there. So I'll check all those, check those two and see how they work real quick, if they work. Those are the two pumps, I think, right there. I hope. I'm not 100% sure, but we will find out. Okay, so it isn't those. Those aren't. Because on the wiring, it was bilge pump auxiliary, and the other one was, I believe it was bilge pump aft. Yeah, bilge pump aft and bilge pump auxiliary. So, but they don't turn on with the switches. So now, I wasn't sure. I didn't disconnect all this, so I put the wiring back together the way it was. when it was sitting here. So I'll have to double check it, make sure I'm getting power and all that. And it might be that top switch has to be on too. I will check. I'm not familiar with this boat. It's just going to take a few minutes to figure out the switch combinations. So this one is bilge pumps. Try that one, see what happens. I heard something. Something happened. Don't know what, but something happened. See, this is when I need a helper. We'll still get it done. It's just going to take longer, that's all. All right, 2 bilge pumps work. Yep, there we go. So we got 2 bilge pumps. They're good. Ouch, that was my head. All right, so here we go. Come down here now. We're going to turn on the electronics and check them. I'll leave the washers and wipers alone. I got to get some water to put on that before I run that. Trim tabs I can't run. We need a controller. Still waiting for that on order. Prep station, check that later. Hard top we can't do because it's got some damage, needs to be repaired. Sat TV, stereo, and the amplifiers. Windlass we can check. So let's see what happens here. I'm going to do the lighting, electronics, and console real quick. All right, we got the house power back up. Got my pump unplugged, so it's not running anymore. So we won't burn that up. So we've got powering up the instruments here. See what's happening. All right, well, all right. So got the battery chargers set up finally. Got them set to AGM type batteries. They're both working. One more battery charger we got to find somewhere in the forward part of the boat. I don't believe it had anything to do with what we were doing, but we're going to check it anyway. Now we need to go turn the power on and start checking the systems, see if they work. I think I got the vacuum motor that was continually running stopped, but we'll see what happens. So go down here. And we got the battery chargers working, yes. Okay. House battery. Okay. And we got good battery voltage. And I still have...
The displays came on. Some vacuum pump is going.
Okay, let's see if...
Yeah, that sounds like a vacuum.
Yeah, that's the same vacuum pump that I thought I had it shut off, but I need to wait until I get my screens up because all the switching...
they're all through the...
All the switching is inside of here, from what I've found so far. Some of it is here, but
yeah, your main accessory.
it's duplicated on the screens mostly for the control side. Okay, let's see if it gets running. All right, here we go. Should get our third screen. Now we're all good. So if we go here and this way, these are all my lights. There's one here somewhere for a vacuum pump right here. There we go. So that turns that off. That controls that. That one works. Trying to find out what this alarm is. I don't see it. If it is the active trim, that's because we don't have a controller. It's not plugged in. No, we haven't received it. It's on order. It's back ordered for a long time, but I thought there was a way to stop these noises, but I guess not. Anyway, so here's what I was saying about these duplicated switches. If, for instance, I say, here's my lights. So up here, if I press nav lights, see, I get nav lights, but also deck step lights. So if I press nav lights again, nav lights and deck go off, but then the anchor comes on, anchor light. Okay. You press it again, now everything's off. So if you don't know this, if I say courtesy lights, all these come on. Yeah. If I do it again, some go off, some stay on. So unless you know the configuration, you're not sure by pressing this button what's happening. So the nav lights, I'm not getting anything. We got to figure the nav lights out. Courtesy lights are all here. You can see a little bit. They work all the way around as far as I've seen so far. And then the courtesy lights mid-deck and then aft deck, which are back there.
When you do navigation lights, do you not get any of them?
I'm not seeing anything that I can see. I can't see it. It's way up in the top.
I think it's a combo anchor light / steaming light.
Yeah, that's why the nav lights are giving me nav lights on, anchor light on. We're going to have to look at that then. We got a few things to check real quick. So far, though, things are looking pretty good.